Welcome to Adom Home Cooking. Today we are preparing meatball and plantain on sticks. So this is my minced beef, which I'm going to season and use for the meatballs. This is my minced beef. I have my seasoning here. This is aroma, vegetable stock powder, and I also have vegetable stock cube here from Knox. You can use Maggi cube or shrimp cube. I have my black pepper here, my garlic, ginger. This mixed pepper, I'm going to season it up with the onion and put on the stick as my meatball and the plantain on skewers or stick. So what I'm going to, I also have a flour here. I have my flour here. This is plain flour. You can use self-raising flour or all-purpose flour. This is just about 2 tablespoonfuls, depending on the quantity of your minced beef. So all that I'm going to do now is I'm going to add some of my vegetable stock powder onto my minced beef. Add enough. Once you mixing it, you can keep tasting it and add more. And then this is my vegetable stock cube. I'm just going to add all this vegetable stock cube. I bought a beef flavored one. They also have chicken. They have so many flavors. You can choose whichever flavor you want. So this is my grater. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to grate my garlic and ginger. So I'll use to season my minced beef. Because it's too small, there's no point blending this in a food processor. So I'll just grate a little bit on my grater just to season my minced beef. You can also use garlic powder and ginger powder if you have it. So you don't need to go through all this. But if you don't have the powdered ones, you can just use the finest part of your grater just to get a little bit of your garlic and ginger into it like that. So I'll add my black pepper or white pepper, whichever one that you have. So at this stage, you can also add a little bit of onion. So I'll try and add a little bit of onion. I'll grate it as well. Just grating it, just to season my minced beef. Okay. To get more of the season of my grater, I'll just do this. See? So I now use my hand to mix this well. Mix it well. So my minced beef is all seasoned. At this stage, you can just take a little bit with your other hand and taste it. You know all this stock seasoning. You know all these stock powders contain salt, even with the cubes. So I didn't add any normal salt. So my taste is good. The taste is just good for me, so I'm not going to add any salt. What I'm going to do now is add the flour to bind the mince together. So I'm just going to use my hand, add enough flour. If you are not sure of how much flour to use, add a little bit at a time and then just mold. After mixing it well, just mold one of the meatballs like this and fry it just to see if it will hold. All that we want to do with the flour is to bind the meat together to keep it in shape, okay? So depending on the quantity of the minced beef you are using, that's how much flour you add. You can use any type of flour at all. And also with the seasoning, you can just use any seasoning in your own cupboard. You don't need to go for exact or the same seasoning I am using. So with this one now, I'm just going to start molding my meatballs. Meanwhile, my shallow fryer or my saucepan is heating on fire. So this is my minced beef. You can leave a bit more flour by the side, dip your fingers in and mold this minced beef as big as you like it. If it's because it's going to go on the stick or on the skewer with some fried plantain and the vegetable, don't do it too big. So just mold it nicely, and I'm going to fry it with no oil because the minced beef itself contains some fat already. So on my low or medium heat, I'm going to slowly fry the meatballs, shallow fry it on its own fat. I'm not adding any oil. So mold it up all like this nicely. If it's sticking to your fingers, you can just dip the tip of your finger in the flour and mold it all up. So this is the meatball. And you just shake your frying pan. And cook it till it's all golden brown. It's looking golden brown. It's all cook it until it's all cooked through. So there's not even need using the spatula. You can just shake your frying pan like that on a low heat and make sure you cook both sides till it's golden brown nicely. While this is cooking now, I'm going to prepare my vegetables. I'm using my mixed pepper. It's been washed already, so I'll just cut half of my mixed pepper like that. Just slice it up or cut it into chunks or square, whatever size you want. You know, not too big, so even children can eat it. Because this meatball and plantain on stick can be served as a starter, or also you can be served as children's meal. You know, you can give it to children. Children party food. Because it's all tender. Instead of making kebab, you can just do these meatballs at a children's party, you know, and use this as a starter. Even as adults, Christmas is coming, you can do this as your starter at your Christmas table. And I'm going to add some onion as well. Not too small, like that. Okay. So this is the meatball all cooked. You see, I didn't add any fat when I started frying it, but this is how much fat I've taken from the minced beef. You know, I didn't add any oil. I didn't add any oil at all. So I'm going to set this meatball aside, leave it like this to drain off all the excess fat, and then I'll put this my small frying pan on fire again with no oil. I'm just going to stir fry my vegetables, which is the onion and the mixed pepper. I'm just going to cook this for about 2 to 3 minutes just to blanch it, because I love it crunchy. With this one, with the vegetables, I can add a little bit, just a little bit of my vegetable stock powder, just to give it a taste. So we are doing something like meatball kebab. Yeah, something like a meatball kebab. I'll just add a little bit of the stock powder, vegetable stock powder, and I'll cook this for only 2 minutes. And then I'll add my plantain. This is ripe plantain, which I'll cut into cubes or square. You can cut it any shape at all. I'm going to mix it with the meatball and the vegetable and put them on a stick. So this is my fried red plantain. My vegetable is ready now, so I'll add the fried plantain. Turn the fire off, and then I'll now add my meatballs. And this can be served as a starter or main meal for children. You can also serve it as a kebab on a stick. If you have a kebab powder from the Ghana shop, you put these things on a skewer and then just shake some kebab powder on this to make a lovely plantain and meatball kebab on a stick. So here we are. I'm now going to put my stick through. Okay, here we are. So now I'm going to put it on a stick. This is my kebab stick. I'm going to put the meat first, the meatball first, some mixed pepper, onion, plantain, and another meatball. See? Plantain and meatball on stick. Adom home cooking special. If your skewer is big enough, you can put 3. Put enough of everything, you know. My plantain and another meatball. So nearly done. Nearly done. And if you don't have the skewer, you can just leave it in a bowl and then you use the spoon to dish it up. So this is a meatball and plantain on stick. Adom home cooking special. It's ready. Also remember, if you have the Ghana kebab powder, you can just put on top of this and you turn to kebab, plantain and meatball kebab, okay? And you can also put some stew on this, like if you check your previous video, I also prepare Ghanaian gravy, or you can also put some Ghanaian gravy on if you like. Enjoy.